Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to jump right in today because we are breaking down a 60-second script that perfectly, and I mean perfectly, captures the universal, sweat-inducing anxiety of job hunting. It's a brilliant piece of micro-storytelling called Stick Man at a Job Interview. We're going to deconstruct exactly how this tiny script manages to pack in so much tension, highlighting the masterful pacing, the painfully relatable dialogue, and that surprising twist that just makes the whole thing work so incredibly well. Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to think back for a second. Have you ever just completely bombed an interview? You know the feeling. Your palms are sweating, every single one of your carefully rehearsed answers just vanishes from your brain, and suddenly you're saying something completely absurd to a panel of unsmiling faces. It's this intensely high-stakes environment where we're judged on literally every word. That visceral pit of your stomach dread is exactly what this script taps into right out of the gate. It basically takes our shared professional nightmares and puts them under a microscope. So to really get what's going on here, we have to look at the underlying structure. What we are witnessing is the micro-scale hero's journey. You know the hero's journey, right? You see it in epic movies and massive fantasy novels. The protagonist crosses a threshold, faces these terrible trials, hits absolute rock bottom, and then emerges transformed. Well, this 60-second script brilliantly maps to that exact same classic arc, just on a much more panic-inducing, mundane scale. Our stickman is the hero. The interview room, that's the unknown world. The interviewer is the gatekeeper. It is a literal epic saga condensed into a 1-minute trial. Let's move to and see how this builds across the timeline, because the pacing here is absolutely relentless. From 0 to 6 seconds, we're in the waiting room threshold that establishes the tension. Then, 15 to 40 seconds, we hit the escalating trials. It's just disaster after disaster. Right at the 40 to 52 second mark, we plunge straight into the abyss of desperation. It's the darkest moment of the interview. And finally, 52 to 60 seconds gives us the ultimate reward. It really shows how rapidly you can escalate comedy and tension to build a totally satisfying narrative in the time it takes to tie your shoes. Part 1, the universal interview nightmare. Let's look at those crucial first 6 seconds of the source material, where that profound, relatable dread is established. So the narrator opens with, "Everyone has dreams, but interviews test your faith." Talk about setting the stage. When you pair that line with the visual of our stickman just sitting there on a chair, physically shaking, it instantly establishes these massive internal stakes. He's whispering to himself, "I'm ready, I'm ready." It's that classic mantra of self-delusion we've all used when we know we are definitely not ready. Just the physical shaking of a simple stick figure instantly communicates the sheer terror of being in that corporate waiting room. And this brilliantly illustrates the script's core comedic contrast. You've got the internal rehearsed monologue on one side. The interviewer asks, "Tell me about yourself," and Stickman immediately launches into those polished corporate buzzwords. "I am hardworking, a team player." He's playing the game perfectly, but then bam, the chaotic reality hits. That polished facade is instantly shattered by a loud club music ringtone and, eventually, sparking smoke clouds from a projector. It's the ultimate loss of control. The harder he tries to be this flawless corporate robot, the more the messy, disastrous reality of life just completely crashes the party. Part 2, a comedy of errors. Now things are about to speed up significantly, perfectly matching the frantic energy of scenes 3 and 4. The disasters start stacking up so fast. Step 1. Right in the middle of his carefully rehearsed intro, this blasting club music ringtone completely derails him. Step 2. During the skill test, he tries to show competence by starting a PowerPoint, and the projector literally sparks and starts smoking. He's stammering, "This usually works." The universe is just aggressively piling the odds against our guy, one humiliating malfunction after another. And when the interviewer deadpans, "Can you explain that?" about the club music, Stickman's response is just pure gold. He goes, "It's a motivation song." Oh man, it's so awkward. This embarrassed, desperate attempt to cover up the mistake is a perfect example of relatable, lighthearted workplace comedy. Instead of just owning up to his phone going off, he tries to weave it into his professional persona. I mean, we have all tried to fast-talk our way out of a wildly embarrassing mistake, only to dig the hole just a little bit deeper, right? Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the minimalist aesthetic actually forces you to feel the tension. We're talking minimal stick figure art, a stark white background, a light comedy beat, and really abrupt, dry sound effects. Because the environment is so uncrowded and minimalist, kind of like the explainer we're doing right now, there is absolutely nowhere to hide, no distracting backgrounds. It forces us as the audience to focus entirely on the awkward dialogue. That starkness really cranks up the protagonist's vulnerability. Part 3, the moment of truth. So we hit the 40-second mark, and all that frantic slapstick comedy just hits an absolute brick wall. The interviewer looks at him and delivers the ultimate terrifying interview closer. Why should we hire you? The interviewer is acting as the ultimate obstacle here. After everything that has gone horribly wrong, this question feels completely insurmountable. I mean, really, how do you possibly recover from a smoking projector to explain why you're the perfect hire? Stickman is breathing hard. He's panicking. He has literally nothing left to lose, and all those rehearsed corporate buzzwords have completely failed him. So he just drops the act. Because I really need this job. That right there is the breaking point. Shifting from I'm a team player to the absolute, naked, vulnerable truth is the narrative's abyss. He's surrendered. He's accepted defeat. And then there's just silence. A completely dead, agonizing silence. The tension just hangs there in the air. For those few seconds, we are sitting right in that room with him, completely convinced that this brutal honesty just cost him everything. Part 4, why honesty wins. The tension suddenly breaks, and we transition right into the twist resolution. So the crucial point is, the interviewer doesn't scoff, they don't point him to the door. Instead, they say, you're honest, you start Monday. It's incredible. Stickman is just totally stunned. After all the chaos, the failing tech, the forced professionalism, vulnerability and raw truth ultimately cut right through the corporate nonsense. The interviewer didn't want a perfect robot. They wanted a real, honest human being. And that brings us to the script's final, joyful message. Honesty wins. This is exactly why this 60-second micro-story matters and what you should really take away from it today. We spend so much time rehearsing who we think people want us to be, right? Especially in high-pressure situations. But sometimes the most disruptive, successful thing you can possibly do is just drop the act and be completely human. So, I leave you with this to ponder. Would you have the courage to be this brutally honest in your next interview? It goes against literally everything we're taught about selling ourselves. But as our Stickman hero proved, sometimes the truth is exactly what people are looking for. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this breakdown inspires you to rethink your own approach to high-pressure situations. And hey, maybe double-check your ringtone before you walk into the room. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I'll catch you next time.